Neil was really the lead on that. I just gave him a blank canvas, because I'm not gonna write for Neo, you know, because I'm always fascinated with the things that he brings up, and he came up with this whole holiday in Jamaica vibe, and he started talking some patois, and I was like, yo, I love that. You know what I mean? So after that, we ended up putting, I put a verse to it, and I was like, Ding Dong would have been perfect for this. So I called Ding Dong and got him involved, and we're off and running at that time.
How's it going? And thanks for joining me and taking the time out to talk to me about your new Christmas album, Christmas in the Islands. But before we get to the record,
Yeah.
I want to ask you about your India tour that you did in 2016. What do you remember from that tour, man?
2016, that's a long way to remember. But always coming to India brings great memory. I remember my wife coming to meet me there after she she had to take a couple of flights to come because it kind of fell on my birthday around that time. So it was great. Got an amazing time up. A lot of good friends, a lot of good food. Every time I'm in India, I'm always eating pretty well. I'm a big fan of the culture. So yeah, it's always the Indian audience for years upon years. From the beginning of my career all the way down has been, we've had a long list of success. It's always been great.
Lovely. And yeah, coming to your latest record, Christmas in the Islands. When did the idea strike for you to put out a holiday album?
Last year I did a holiday, a Christmas special for Disney in Orlando, and I did it with myself and Sting, and we sang some Christmas carols, Little Drummer Boy, Jamaican Drummer Boy, and Silent Night, a couple of these songs, and I was like, we started to discuss that it would be cool to do like a reggae Christmas album, and by the time at the top of the year, I finished my tour earlier this year, and I've started to work on some of these melodies for it. And I figured then the pandemic hit, and I figured the pandemic would have last 2 months, and I probably go back and link up with Sting. But it kept going, and Sting got stuck in the UK, and I got stuck in New York, and then finally I got home to Jamaica and got stuck in Jamaica. And at that point, it was pretty evident that it would probably be a Shaggy album. And so I just started working on some music for it, and different artists, and started hollering at some of my iconic and fresh reggae artists out of Jamaica, and we put them together, and each song kind of dictated each artist that then I approached them, and it came out great.
Yeah, it sounds amazing, and yeah, the songs they're fun, happy, and they retain your quintessential sound. What can you tell me about some of the tracks? Like I particularly liked Holiday in Jamaica and Sunny Celebration. If you could talk to me about some of the tracks on the record.
Sunny Celebration, it was with Joss Stone, and the thing I love about her was once I wrote the song and sent it to her, she sent it back to me with a different style of how I wrote it. And she kind of put a real jazz feel to it. And I was like, wow, I didn't see it going, I didn't hear it going that direction. So I ended up changing the production to suit the way she did it, and changing the chord structure and the bass, and we changed all of that, and it came out amazing, So it was kind of, if you listen to that, that's more of a jazz, one drop reggae hybrid fusion, which is what I love, And then Sunny Celebration, Holiday in Jamaica was pretty simple. It's a dancehall beat, and I asked Neil to jump on it, and Neil was really the lead on that. I just gave him a blank canvas, because I'm not gonna write for Neil, because I'm always fascinated with the things that he brings up, and he came up with this whole holiday in Jamaica vibe, and he started talking some patois, and then I was like, yo, I love that. You know what I mean? So after that, we ended up putting, I put a verse to it, and I was like, Ding Dong would have been perfect for this. So I called Ding Dong and got him involved, and we're off and running at that time.
Amazing. And yeah, you touched upon Sting, like you guys collaborated 2 years ago, and you've got a whole bunch of collaborators on this album. So tell me about some of the, if you have a standout moment or memory of working with any of the collaborators, whether on this album or in recent history as well.
Well, I always make the song dictate the collaborators, you know what I mean? And I'll just approach them, they either want to do it or they don't. I never push the issue past that. And if one doesn't do it, then I'll probably change the vibe of it, or change the melodies, or change something to fit another. That's why most of the time, if you look at the track record of how I do my thing, a lot of these artists that I work with are, I had Rick Rock, an unknown artist on Wasn't Me, Rayvon, another unknown artist on Angel, Mohambi and Fady were two, relatively unknown artists on I Need Your Love. And recently with Banana was another unknown artist called Conqueror. So it's really about the song dictating the collaboration of who it is. I don't really look at who is hot or who is what, It's really about the song.
Nice. And just want to know, like, when you think of Christmas, like, what does it mean to you?
Well, my Christmas has never been like Christmas in America or England or any place. It's really a warm Christmas. It's really about the parties. It's about families getting together with families and having that interactive moment, and it's always fun, it's in Jamaica, it's about the culture, there's sorrow that we drink that only comes around during the Christmas time, that's Grand Market, which is a market that you go and where it's about Christmas presents, and kids love all of that. So it's all these things. You feel the festivity in the air, and it's food and tradition and all of that. And I would imagine it's kind of the same in India, where it's family and food and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's right. And you touched upon It Wasn't Me and Angel earlier, and those two songs are part of Hot Shot, which came out 20 years ago. So I know you put out the re-release for the 20-year anniversary. So when you look back on that time, and like basically, how do you feel about that album now, completing 20 years when you look back on it?
I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy. Some albums don't last. You look at Wasn't Me, is a very relevant song to this day. Angel, these songs are songs that are timeless classics that people still play. So I'm very fortunate for that. The album was a turning point in my life, and affected many people's lives at that time. So it was cool. I just kept moving and coming up with new stuff, and I'm really excited about the new stuff that I'm doing, and with the journeys that I'm going on and the collaborations I'm doing, and that's kind of where my head is.
Amazing. And how have you coped during the pandemic? I know you made the album, but besides that, what did you do?
I did a lot of laundry and folding laundry and cooking. I went back to doing a lot of cooking, and just kind of doing a bit of a soul searching and self searching. Yeah. The pandemic is hard on everyone. It's certainly been hard on me, but it also allowed me a lot of time to pay attention to things that I would be too busy to pay attention to normally. Family, your inner feelings, simple things.
Right. And yeah, what do you have planned for this holiday season?
I'm going to be I'm doing some television here in New York right now. I should be in LA to do some more work, some collaboration. I'm in the studio as we speak, doing some other projects, and then I'm going to go home to Jamaica for Christmas and possibly New Year, and just be with my family. That's really it.
Amazing. And what's next for you? Like, do you have already thinking ahead on what the next Shaggy project is going to be?
I don't know yet. I'm working on a couple of things here and there, but I don't know what it's going to formulate. I'm really just focused on the Christmas album right now, and just kind of get it going. I got to get past Christmas now to kind of figure out what I'm going to do. But I'm working on a bunch of different things, and I'll figure out what I'm coming with after that.
And finally, once things get better, could we expect you back here in India on another tour?
Oh man, I'd love to. I mean, Banana was a big success in India. It's always a place I've had a great time with over the year. Absolutely looking forward to it. Hope that it happens. Hope that this pandemic eases real quickly and we can get back to being on the road and touring.
Amazing. Thanks for your time, Shaggy, man. It's been a pleasure talking to you and wishing you all the success.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it, brother. Thank you.